Hi, my name's Ken Colby. I'm the author of Green Screen Wizard. Today I'd like to take a moment to discuss the batch feature of Green Screen Wizard. Now we sell three versions of the program. The first version is called the full version. The second version is called the Pro Studio Editor, which has the new airbrush editor and the cool sandwich overlays. And the third version we sell is called the Pro Batch Event System. Now, this Pro Batch Event System contains a bunch of additional features that are mainly for event photographers and for school photographers that want to batch output. It consists of the event mode, which I'll talk about in another talk, email, batch print, and batch itself. Those are the two tools that are added to the event mode, or to the regular studio version. So if you're a studio photographer and you shoot one at a time, this feature is not very useful. If you're an event photographer, it's indispensable. So that's why we created two versions. Okay, so how does it work? It's pretty simple, really. You put your files that you take from a school or your team, and you put them in a folder. You choose your background, and then you run the background process. So let's start by choosing a folder. I just happen to have one. Clever me. And it's just got a couple of images in it. It's in Green Screen Wizard. Batch test. Okay. Now it says there's two files to create. Now, if you want to create the same background in every picture, then you don't have to specify a background folder. In fact, you shouldn't. But to show you that we can change it, let's bring in a different image. Okay, so put on the flag. Adjust image. Oops, sorry, I meant tool tab. And there we go. So now we're ready to go. But just so that you understand what we're doing, we're going to be taking all the green screen files, images in this folder, and then sticking them in the output folder. So let's take a look at those folders. So the batch output folder is empty because we haven't run the process yet. And batch test has two images. So if all works well, we should see an image of the amber and the bride in here on a flag. So let's give it a whirl. So we start the batch. Takes a second. This little, well, it happened so fast you didn't even see it, but those are when that file closes, it means it's done, and also the start batch comes back up, so it's completed the 2 for 2. So let's see. And there's the batch output, just as we would have suspected. We have a bride and amber. Okay, great. Now, one of the cool things about this is you can do this, check this button here. It says keep checking for new files. If you do that, then the program, notice before when it created its two files, it just stopped. But now if we start the batch, it's not going to do anything because it already created these two files. But it's basically waiting to see if any new files show up. It's constantly checking that folder. We call that a hot folder. So let's take a look at our folders. Okay, so this is the folder that it's watching. It checks every half a second to see if there's a new image in there. So if you had a camera and you had it tethered using a USB cable, you could put the picture in here and it will automatically be processed. We're going to do that process manually by moving good old Leo over there. So we're going to copy him there, and in a few seconds the program will detect that it's there, and we should see output up here, and there he is, just like we promised. So that's basically the idea of a watch folder, and we can do that all day long. We're going to stop the batch now. And just so that the rest of the presentation is clear, I'm going to go back and erase the output that we created so far. Okay. Alright, so let's go back to Green Screen Wizard. Alright. Now what, and we're going to clear the history. So let's say that we did want to put a lot of the same image on a lot of backgrounds. Well, then we do need to specify a background folder. So let's take a look at how that works. So we'll go to My Documents, and we'll use the 8 images that are in the that you get for free when you buy Green Screen Wizard, the demo images. There. So remember, we had 3 images in here, 8 here, so you multiply it together and you get 24. It's as simple as that. And we're not going to keep checking for new files, we'll just start the batch. Now we have a problem though, because we're going to get a lot of files that are basically a combination of the foreground and the background. So we have different naming styles. We can combine the file names, which is the default. So this would be like amber gray, amber stars, whatever. It combines the file names. We can just number the files consecutively. Or this is a cool feature, we can split by file, where it will create a folder for each of the background files and then preserve the file name and put it inside the folder. So you would have a flags folder with everybody in it, or a stars folder and then all the images on the background of stars. Okay, you can of course output as a JPEG, PNG file, or TIFF, and you can also output low resolution. So let's take a look at our output. And as I suggested, you can see how this is amber curtains, amber fireplace, etc. And it's just grinding through, and now it's done. Well, almost done. There you go. So it's done its deed and created 24 out of 24. And again, let's, just for clarification, let's Control A and delete the output. And we'll clear this. And we'll clear the history so we don't have any history to deal with. And now one of the things that confuses people is the concept of the GSW file. So I have created a GSW folder for us. And the problem is, what happens if you want, I mean, now we can create an image with multiple backgrounds, but what if we wanted to do one image on a magazine cover, another image with a sandwich overlay, and a third image just with text, or whatever? Basically, you can do that using these GSW files. And the way it works is you just go into Green Screen Wizard, you set it up the way you want with the overlays and backgrounds and everything else, and then you just save the file to a folder. So in this case, I saved one with the field sandwich overlay, and then I just did another one that just said I love Green Screen Wizard. You don't really have to name these anything special, but they can be anything you want. Now what's going to happen is we're going to replace the little girl with whatever images are in our folder. So let's see how that works. So first of all, I've got to find this folder as a GSW folder. And so I got to go through this, My Documents, find Beautiful Green Screen Wizard, and find that folder, GSW folder. Okay, now we're only going to have 6 because I have 3 images up here in my foreground folder, and I have 2 sandwich overlays. And we're going to replace everything, and let's start our batch and see if it works. Okay, so here comes Amber, Bride, Leo, and now each one of those should be output on the I Love Wizard background. So it's a little more complicated to set this up, but it does work and it can be very powerful. So now you can offer people not just various backgrounds, but various complete setups. So let's just check that output, and it's just the way we advertised it. So that's basically the batch features of Green Screen Wizard. It's really a great feature. It's only a $50 upgrade from the Pro Studio to the Pro Batch. Each one and you get actually not only the batch features, but you get batch printing, email, and the event mode. So thank you very much, and I'll have another video to talk about some of the other features. Thanks for your time.